share with us, please, in the pharmaceutical space and the drugs and the role you played in the world and the role you play on the continent in fighting the scourge of AIDS. Because people, we focus on new diseases, but we still have this old disease that is still decimating the world.
So I think it's fair to say that J&J has not been the pioneer in AIDS research, but we acquired a company like we call Tibotec. We acquired this company sometimes beginning of the 2000s, and we acquired this company to make good business as a start. That's the reason we acquired the company. But it turned out that basically this company, and it came together with our new head of R&D, Paul Stoffels, who has been a quite visionary guy. So this guy was really focused not only on doing the right R&D and stuff like developing new cancer drugs and so forth, but also he was, because of his tradition in Tibotec, he was really obsessed to find solutions for the African continent to get access to these kind of innovative medicines. So what we try, and I come later to the outcome, but what we try is basically providing access for these drugs to an affordable price. The problem is, first of all, you need to build an infrastructure. Because, just to provide the product is not solving any healthcare problem. So that's one thing. So first of all, we also educated nurses, doctors. We did a lot here, right? I think that's fair. But then, of course, everything gets limited to the discussion about price. Everything in this world. And this is a little bit unfair. Of course, if you sit on my chair, you feel it's unfair. You can challenge us, but you cannot say, look, we are not trying our best to bring affordable prices. But still, the affordable price we provide seems to be still a problem. To help AIDS patients in Africa, I think we did a lot. But what I learned in my career, you never get the recognition you most probably think you deserve.
Take us into your confidence a little bit and help us to understand the kind of dilemmas you were faced with and the kind of trade-offs you were faced with during the COVID pandemic in the early days, as Johnson & Johnson was navigating and making choices for its paying customers who are willing to pay top dollar versus communities who are also in need but can't afford the same kind of price point. What were the types of conversations that were taking place in the senior echelons of Johnson & Johnson?
So, first of all, I think we are not a vaccine company. We never have been. But we had a strong belief because of our capabilities in R&D. I think to develop a vaccine in such a short period of time with all the circumstances which also impact the company, right, like lockdowns and so forth, is quite an extraordinary effort. And of course, there was a lot of collaboration with regulators and so forth to really accelerate every single part of the process. Normally, it takes you 5 to 7 years to develop a product. I think all the industries did it in something like 18 months because the pressure was so high on all of us. I think that's something. Okay. So we developed the product. We built up production facilities with all the failure you have in these kind of periods. So we choose the wrong vendor. They had contaminations. We could not supply in time. Everybody was blaming us, rightfully so, because, of course, you may say, why do you choose that vendor? But you don't know before you start doing it. So we choose the vendor which has been supported by the US government, right? And obviously it didn't work out so well. So then we looked for partner. We had a collaboration with Aspen to accelerate our production. From day one, we said, and believe me, it's really true, we are going to sell non-for-profit. We don't want to make profit. We want to have our money back in a way, but we don't sell for profit. Of course, nobody believes that. There was an independent audit and da-da-da. So we paid, basically, we sold our dosages for $10 per shot, right? This is what we are, $9 something, yeah? And this is, believe me, really, really non-for-profit. But still too expensive. And then, because we sold this product for that price in Europe to more wealthier countries, and we sold for the same price in Africa. We sold it to all these GAVIs, so the association who will help out and try to collect money to provide access. We sold it always for the same price, right? But you get always criticized for that, and that's okay. I don't want to be the hero here and say, we did all the good thing. And the lesson learned is basically be a little bit more aware as a company that you never get reward and recognition for anything. Even if you sell for yourself for your own price and you don't make any profit, people would not believe you. And that's okay, that's what it is. But the bottom line, I think the outcome is that we can sit in this room, the pandemic is managed, and everybody is healthy. Of course, everybody, the humanity plays a toll for that. We paid a lot of tolls, right? But I think without the pharmaceutical industry, the problem would not have been solved. It's not solved by itself, right? So again, I don't expect any gratitude for that. I think the company doesn't. But to be blamed for that, it also doesn't feel fair, but the world is not fair. Right? I think we can agree on that. So.